Okay, so first thing to notice is we've got a right angle triangle and we've got two lengths and an angle with one of the lengths unknown. Now whenever you have that situation, it's going to be a trigonometry, and the first thing we want to do in trigonometry is label the side. So I go opposite across from the right angle, and that's the hypotenuse. Then I go across from the marked angle, and that's the opposite, and then the adjacent is between the marked angle and the right angle. Next step, we go cross out the one that's a bit boring. Well, the A has the 2.3 next to it, so that's interesting. The O has the X next to it, so that's interesting. The hypotenuse isn't really used in this question, so we can cross that out. Next, we're going to write our so, ka, toa. And this you need to remember for the exam. And this is a collection of three triangles, the so, the ka, and the toa. Now, we're only using one of these triangles for this question. Well, if you have a look, the so and the ka both have a h in it, and we've crossed the h out. The tan, the toa, is the one that uses the o and the a, so we're going to use that one for this question. Now, some of you might straight away write tan x equals o over a, which is absolutely fine. Substitute it and solve it. I'm going to do a slightly different method of just using a triangle. And in the bottom left, the T stands for tan, the angle, and it has to be the angle, so it's 48. So you're always going to sine, cos, or tan the angle. The O at the top is the opposite, which in our triangle is x. And the one at the bottom right is A, which is adjacent, which is the 2.3. Now the way of using the triangle is the ones at the bottom you times, and that will give you the one at the top. So x equals, and I always put the number first, so 2.3 first, times tan 48. Now you've got to be really careful with the calculator, because when you type in tan on most calculators, it's trying to be helpful by opening a bracket, but students often forget to close the bracket, which is why it's quite sensible to put the 2.3 first. So 2.3 times tan 48, and you've just got to remember to close that bracket. Press equals, and you should get 2.5544 blah blah blah. And so it wants it to two decimal places, so my answer is going to be 2.55, and the units of the question will be centimetres, but because it's got the centimetres next to the x, I don't need it for my answer. I'm going to put it anyway, just in case.